Hey guys, Brian from Boas here. I've been getting quite a few questions from you guys lately about my Tarahumara mountain dwarf boas. So today I wanted to give you guys an update on some of my holdback animals I'm growing up, as well as my breeding plans for 2022. And I didn't have any of these babies this year, unfortunately. My breeder male, for whatever reason, just hasn't been in the mood lately, but I'm hoping to have some babies in 2022 from some of my holdbacks that I've been growing up the last few years. So I've got holdbacks from my 2017 and my 2018 litters that I wanted to show you. First, I thought I'd start with this male from my 2017 litter. So this guy is definitely ready to breed. Amazing as small as he is, and if you're not familiar with the Tarahumara mountain dwarf boas, these are one of my all-time favorite locality boas. They're arguably the smallest type of boa you can get. With, males can be as small as 3.5 feet at full size. So this guy really isn't going to get much bigger than this, at all. And even the females are usually about 4.5 feet. So great dwarf boa for someone that's looking for a, full boa constrictor experience in a pint-sized package. Much more manageable. Another thing I love about these guys, you can see they're really chill. They're not at all hyper. They don't really move around a huge route when you take them out. They just kind of hang out. They hold on, but not too tight. Perfect boa for taking out and just kind of chilling with. Some of the other boas, like the true red tails, are a lot more high-strung, and they're going to squeeze and try to get away, but these guys just kind of chill out, which I think is really cool. I also think they're really beautiful looking. Some people might kind of dismiss them because they're kind of dark looking, but they have beautiful, beautiful patterns and lots of beautiful colors. These beautiful shades of caramel and mocha and black and a lot of pink. And I love the patterns. These guys have larger than saddle count than most other boas. And the saddles frequently will have this nice oval or circle between them, like a circle back. So real beautiful as far as the pattern. And so these Tarahumara mountain boas originated in northern Mexico, within about 100 miles or so of the US border, the farthest northern ranging form of boa constrictor. And there was a small group of them that entered into captivity about 20 years ago. The details are a little sketchy, but the babies that are in captivity now are descended from those animals. This guy is from Rio Bravo bloodlines. Both of his parents were produced by Gus Renfro, who was the first breeder to work with these guys. And just, I can't recommend these animals more highly. I just really love them. They're just a great boa to work with. And so hopefully this guy will be ready to breed, and we'll get some babies from him. I plan on pairing him up in a couple of months in the future, although I'm not exactly sure which ones I'm going to pair up at this point. So I'll show you a couple of my others. This is another holdback male Tarahumara mountain boa, and this guy is actually a year younger. This is a 2018 baby, so a year younger than the male I just showed you. He's actually a half sibling to the male I just showed you. The same father with a different mother. And the mother of this litter has a lot of pink. She's kind of a high pink Tarahumara, and this really cool circle pattern down her back. And this guy really takes after the mother of the litter. Unfortunately, he's in shed right now, so he's a little dull, but hopefully you can see some of that pink in the belly and on his sides. His ground color is a little lighter than some of my other Tarahumaras. It's kind of more of a chocolate color, or more of a kind of a tan color with kind of this chocolate mocha markings. Really beautiful looking animal. He's got this really symmetrical circle back pattern. Really neat animal. The Tarahumara, they have a reputation for being a little bit hissy, and like most Mexican boas, they can be a little bit hissy, but it's usually a bluff, and they rarely will bite. The babies, which are some of the smallest babies, will often put on quite a show, and they're hissing and kind of striking out, but then you put your hand in and they don't even bite. It's all just a bluff. But this is a really beautiful high pink Tarahumara boa. I think this guy is ready to breed. I might end up going with this guy to breed in 2022, pair him up with one of my females, but just have to see. But hopefully you can get an appreciation of all that pink color that this guy shows on his belly and on his sides. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous animal. Here's a full sibling to the male I just showed you. This is a female from my 2018 litter. And so you can see she looks a little bit different. I would say that this female looks more like her father, whereas the male I just showed you looks like the high pink female that is his mother. But you can see this female has a little bit darker of a pattern, a little bit more kind of dark brown and a little bit more blackish for the saddles, but still a lot of this beautiful pink coloration. And she's got this nice circle pattern down her back. One of the defining things about the Tarahumara is they have this distinct look to their head, and they have this dark head stamp. Sometimes they'll have this, you know, perfect cross between their two eyes. Sometimes the cross isn't quite perfect. It's just kind of one side of the cross. This girl's not really sitting still very much, but hopefully you can see that pattern on her head, a characteristic of the Tarahumara mountain boa. Another thing is they have this beautiful iridescence. A lot of Mexican boas tend to have this nice iridescence. So if you hold them in the right light, they'll just show this kind of rainbow sheen to their scales. And so this female, she's probably not quite ready for breeding. Give her at least another year. But my male from this litter, the males can breed a little younger. So, you know, that male is ready to go for 2022. Interestingly, in Vin Russo's book, he has a picture of a gravid Tarahumara mountain female, and I think she's only like 1,300 grams, so real tiny boa, and the animal's gravid. So just amazing how small these guys can breed. I'd say this female's a little over 3 feet, hard to get a precise measurement, but I'm just going to give her another year, just get her a little bigger before she has her first litter. So hopefully in 2023 this girl will be ready to go into breeding trials. I have two females from my 2017 litter I held back, and here's one of them. Just wanted to show you. Either this one or her sister will likely be paired up in 2022. Not exactly sure which one yet. They're both pretty much about the same size. They look pretty similar. They're probably both ready to go, but I'll probably just breed one of them. It might just come down to giving them a weigh on the scale, seeing, you know, if one of them is a little bit bigger and more ready to breed, but we'll just have to see. But this is another pure Rio Bravo bloodline Tarahumara mountain boa. Beautiful looking animal. Just love the patterns on these guys. And, you know, you might see them and kind of dismiss them. The more you look at them, you just appreciate how beautiful and intricate the pattern is. Interestingly, these guys have this dark color, and it's thought that because they live in a more northern climate that gets a little bit colder, that it helps them absorb heat. It's interesting to note that the most southerly ranging form of boa constrictor, the Argentine Boa, has a similar dark pattern. In fact, some people think of these guys as mini Argentine Boas, and, you know, as you know, these as well as the Argentines are two of my all-time favorite boas. Based on questions I've been getting, a lot of people seem to be interested in these Tarahumara mountain boas lately. Unfortunately, there's not a lot available. I don't know if people just stopped working with them, or just, you know, people haven't been lucky to breed them in the last few years, but I haven't seen babies in the last couple of years. Someone must have had some of these. But hopefully we can change that, and next year I'll produce a litter of these animals, and because I know how much people want them, and they're just such a great boa that hopefully I can provide some more offspring, you know, to continue the lineage of these guys in captivity. Definitely one of my favorites, and great for the people that want a smaller boa. You can keep these animals in smaller cages than most boas. They don't need a lot of space because of their small size, and they're also not terribly active. So great animal for someone that doesn't have a lot of space. So anyway, that was the Tarahumara mountain dwarf boa. I hope this was helpful and, you know, gave you a closer look at these beautiful mini boa constrictors. As always, shoot me any questions or comments you might have. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your boas.